And hello, welcome everybody to a special Baseball Banter Broadcast where we're going to be talking about three ways. That's right, I hope everyone's getting ready, get their favorite music on. Let's go ahead and just get awkward and have some fun with this. Of course, naturally, I'm talking about a three-way trade between my Tampa Bay Rays, Gavin's Seattle Mariners, and Mr. Aiden's St. Louis Cardinals. I was doing good until I had to say St. Louis for some reason. Let me introduce everybody to our panel so we can talk about the most recent trade that happened between our three clubs, of course. But before we get into that, remember to hit the like and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that. The more audience members that come in, probably the better I actually make introductions and I actually know things a little bit better. So, you guys hold the power. So please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, and follow us for more content. So let's go ahead and talk about everybody around the room. So I have Mr. Gavin. Gavin, you are from up the west, correct?
Yes, sir. Up West Sports. That is us. We are right now. We kept the name Up West just because we want to eventually cover as many sports as we can out in the Pacific Northwest. Right now, we're covering Mariners baseball and Washington State University, where me and all my comrades went to college. So that's what we got. What we got brewing over there at Up West Sports.
Okay, so you're a Cougar, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Aiden, you owe me $20. Okay, thank you thank you very much for joining us. And speaking of Aiden, Aiden, go ahead and introduce yourself, of course, from the St. Louis Cardinals fame.
Yeah, I'm Aiden. I'm a part-time college student, full-time baseball fan.
Okay, awesome. Straight to the point. Of course, I'm Ron Rodriguez, and you guys can officially, everyone who's watching this can say you actually know one Tampa Bay Rays fan. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about, before we get into the trade itself, what are you guys' overall thoughts on three-team trades? Do you like them? Are they annoying? Let's kind of go around the room. We'll go Gavin, Aiden, and then yours truly. Gavin, when you say three-team trades involving your Seattle Mariners, what is there a four-letter word that comes up that you want to say, or is it?
I might be in the minority here. I love them because there's so much to dissect, because you're always like, all right, where's this guy going? What's the value of this player? Who's coming in? Who's going out? Oh, there's trade picks involved. All right. Or there's draft picks involved. Okay, cool. Oh, where does the value always lie? So there's a lot of dissecting. So as a baseball fan who loves trades and values and puts values on their own players, and once upon a time I coached college baseball. I have value on players that maybe some don't. So when I see a three-team trade involving my team, I am very excited to see what happened. And yeah, maybe we lose the trade in the overall, or maybe it's not a good trade at time. But then I start going into, all right, what's my GM thinking? What's the value he put on this player, and why he brought him in, and why he let these guys go? Overall, three-team trades, I'm a fan of. There's a lot to dissect as a baseball fan.
All right, man. Thank you very much for sharing. Aiden, same question. Three-team trade and the Cards are involved. What are your thoughts? Any four-letter words that come to mind?
Well, when the Cardinals aren't involved, I love them. But when they are involved, they absolutely suck because they never work out.
So suck.
That's what I've seen.
That is a four-letter word.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like them, but they just don't work out whenever the Cardinals are involved. But maybe that's about to change. Who knows?
You know what? You guys got a lot of potential for this one. We're going to get into that a little bit more. Are there any memorable, for you guys, are there any memorable three-way trades, or one way or another? Gavin, we'll go same rotation.
Yeah, as we were talking, prior to jumping on set here, there was the last one I can think of was back in 2018, where you had, what was it, Edwin Encarnacion was headed to, Seattle, and then Comp B pick was also headed to Seattle. Carlos Santana and Cash was going to the Indians, and then Yandy Diaz was going to the Rays. with Jake Bauers also kind of heading in another direction as well. So there was a lot to dissect in that one. But yeah, that's the last one I can think of. And it was a lot to dissect then. I remember it being a fun one to kind of go through. And yeah, so that's the most recent Seattle Mariners, 3-team trade that I was able to kind of rummage up in this whole noggin.
Yeah, my 4-letter word used is ouch. It never is a good experience, at least from Ray experience, when there's a 3-team trade. Because I'm not able to really come up with hey, remember that was Yandy Diaz. Don't get me wrong, he turned out great, but when you had Encarnacion going one way and when we needed a right-hand bat, it's like, hey, there Santana, yes, Santana. No, he's going. Who's this guy? Yandy Diaz, and everything that you saw was him just with these Popeye arms and just pushed out, and it's like, and he had this $1 million smile on these Popeye arms. It's like, dude, what did we get? Oh my gosh, what are we doing here? Also, we also had a memorable 3-way trade where it was involving the Nationals, the Rays, and I believe it was the Padres. And this little guy, never heard of him before, he didn't make much of himself, called Trey Turner, was involved. And it's like, oh boy. And hey, Steven, what are you gonna do, man? You're solid-ish. That's good. That's great. Thanks, Steven Souza. Like Trey Turner, no, you're not. Great. So when we talk about 3-way trades, at least from my perspective as a Tampa Bay Rays fan, it's not, oh man, this is gonna be a lot of fun. It's, oh boy, what did we do now? I don't know, man. Like I kind of envision like our GMs getting together and it's like, hey, you know what? No. Let's do something crazy, man. Let's do something crazy. Hey, yeah. Why can't you just do one trade? Okay. Literally, if you think about it with our trade, it's really, you guys just trade Williamson to the Cards. The Cards called up and say, hey man, we just got this. We're not going to do much with him. You want him? There you go. It should have just been not a 3-way trade. There you go. Just you guys send Williamson there just for my own sanity's sake, so I don't freak out. All for Roman in Tampa, not to freak out. This is how we're doing it. But no one calls. I keep on checking my text messages. Jerry didn't text me. Heim didn't text me. And of course, whoever's GM of the day at the Rays, because they're a hive mind corporation. He didn't text me. So yeah. But anyway, so let's talk about the deal itself. So we're talking, of course, about Donovan going to your Mariners in exchange for some prospects which we're going to get into with you, Aiden, and then talk about how the Rays sweetened the deal a little bit and who they got. We want to go ahead and talk about who all you guys got, who you gave up for, and overall feelings. So let's go ahead with you, Gavin. Who did the Mariners get from this, and what did it cost you?
Yeah, so Brendan Donovan was a target for pretty much the entire offseason. I can't think of a week that went by that wasn't talked about, where Brendan Donovan wasn't linked to the Mariners all offseason. So it was definitely a long time coming. However, we've seen off seasons in the past where we're linked to Willie Castro or X player, and it just doesn't happen. So we were all, in my opinion, I was expecting to go into the season with the current roster. Ben Williamson's your starting third baseman. You got a battle at second base with two semi-unproven guys in Ryan Bliss and Cole Young. And then you have a potential emergence of Cole Emerson, which I don't, you guys 21. That's a lot to ask for a 21-year-old to step up and be the starting third baseman. But if anybody can do it, he might be one of those guys. However, back to Brendan Donovan, where he fits into this whole thing. Yeah, he's now arguably your starting second baseman, unless they want to fill the void at third with him. With his arm surgery history, I don't know if that's the route they want to go. But right now, as it stands, there's question marks at third base. So I'm curious how the rest of it's going to be played out. However, getting Brendan Donovan was the right move, 100% the right move. This is a great ball player that's being added. Now, getting to the players that are leaving. I'm really glad they navigated around. There was about 3 players that I was like, listen, there's no such thing as you can't trade this player. There's no such thing as that for me. I think everybody for the right player, your whole organization should be open, depending on where you're at. For this specific trade with Brendan Donovan, Cade Anderson, Cole Emerson, and Laz Montez, for me, were kind of those ones where I'm like, yeah, not for this trade. Laz Montez is one that I think half of our fan base was in on about. Hey, we could part with him. My only suggestion to that, or my only, I guess, combatant to that, is we have never seen power like that. Like, this kid has Yordan Alvarez power. And you can argue Cal Raleigh had 60 bombs last year, but no one was ever going to guess that Cal Raleigh was going to hit 60 bombs, and no one would ever guess that. We've never seen true raw power like we're seeing with Laz Montez, and it's starting to come to fruition. Yes, he's going to have a lot of strikeouts. Expect that for his entirety of his career, but you just don't see power like that. So I wanted to kind of, I guess, protect him in that particular trade. Cade Anderson, obviously, we got lucky with getting him at number 3. I don't know what the Angels were thinking. And then Cole Emerson, who's supposed to potentially make his emergence this year. Now, getting to the guys that left, Ty Pete is still very raw, but you're getting 2 tools that you absolutely love, and that's power and speed. And he's just super athletic. He's also, I think, 94 to 96 off the bump back when he was drafted 2 years ago. So you're getting a kid with a lot of raw tools that if he figures it out, he's going to be incredibly good. But the centerpiece to this whole thing, Durangelo Sinja, who the switch pitcher, as you all know him, looks like he might take a step back from that and just kind of work on being a left-handed pitcher out of the pen and just focus on being primarily a right-handed pitcher. When you're looking for another comp, Kyson Witherspoon is, I understand he's behind him in draft class, but Kyson Witherspoon comes to mind as far as like pitch style, pitch type, and just projectability at the major league level from the right side. The pitching staff in St. Louis, just from the outside looking in, the pitching staff in St. Louis 3 years from now should be very, 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 very good. And then obviously the 2 comp B picks that the Rays parted with and that the Mariners parted with. I think looking at all 3 spots, and Roman, you might disagree with me. Looking at all 3 spots, I think everyone got better out of this. I don't know Colton Ledbetter as well, but what you got with Ben Williamson, yes, there's the power, the lack of power is glaringly obvious. However, when he got pulled back down to AAA, they worked on his launch angle and trying to lift the ball, and he hit more home runs and he hit more doubles. He wasn't just a singles merchant. So I do like that. And obviously what the Rays have done with singles merchants in the past were just good contact guys. I mean, you gotta be a huge fan of Ben Williamson and the way he can go. But overall, I think all 3 teams got better out of this trade.
We'll get to my takes.
Yes, you will get to your takes. I know you might have a different one than me.
Well, I'll be honest with you. After talking with you, I feel a little bit better. Definitely in comparison to when I was doing the Redbird review yesterday, which, by the way, if you guys get a chance, who's watching this, check them out. They are outstanding. They got another Aiden, of course, and they had some great reviews on it. So if you guys get a minute, check them out. They have some great reviews on the prospects, their take on the prospects that came through the Cardinals. But let's see what Aiden has to say. Aiden, who all did you get? What did it cost? What are your thoughts?
So we parted way. Personally, my favorite Cardinal player that's not named Matt Holliday, Brendan Donovan. Great player, great dude. But we got some really good prospects from this.
Yeah.
We got 2 potential draft picks that could lead to anything. No one knows what it could lead to. But it could lead to something great, something bad.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see it. Ty Pete, see the power there. The strikeouts are obviously concerning, but the power is there. And he looks like a Joshua Baez, who is now a top 100 prospect. So easily, I think he can get there. And then Durangelo is one of my favorite prospects. Senja is just amazing. I love what they're doing with him. I know the lefty stuff isn't that great. The righty stuff is really there. And then Colton Ledbetter is a lottery ticket. I think he can be good. I think same thing with Ty Pete. He needs to lower down the strikeouts. But if he does that, I feel like put him with Howie Clark in AAA, he can get some stuff done.
Okay. Awesome. Just straight to the point. I love everything. So okay, that's no problem at all. I'll go ahead and go over the Rays section of it. So the Rays got Ben Williamson, which I'll get to in a second. The price of it was a Comp B pick. That's number 72 pick for your Redbirds. And Colton Ledbetter. He left the Rays and organization. We watched him get drafted, same draft which got Xavier Isaac a couple years back. So I watched him grow in the system. He's got some sexy power. He is faster than you would believe. He has potential for, I wouldn't say 5 tools per se, but he's serviceable in the outfield. He has a strong to decent arm. I did not want him to go, especially for Ben Williamson. No offense. But I see such potential. But the thing about the Rays system is there's a lot of redundancy. And usually the Rays MO, how they typically work, I don't know if this is how you guys feel about your guys' organization, but typically how the Rays work is they do not replace a guy unless they already got the replacement baked in. So for Colton Ledbetter, they have Auvergne. His first name eludes me. I mentioned it earlier.
Is it Austin Auvergne?
Yes, thank you very much. Austin Auvergne. He was part of the get for Shane Boz. So Austin Auvergne has kind of a little bit of redundancy game in terms of what Colton Ledbetter has. Also, we got Slayton DeBron, another strong lefty. Theo Guillen is another lefty, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of Leonard Extra, if you will. Stocky has a little bit of this and that, good power, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of and Melton they get for from the Astros in the 3-team trade. He is also going to be the guy who, yet again, another lefty. So you have a lot of lefties there. So we can probably do away with lefty. It's just I thought he was a very solid guy. I definitely think that he could be somebody that could surprise your fan base for the Cardinals, in my opinion. I was happy with Comp 3 pick for Williamson. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Respect. And then it's like, oh, no, the picks are still coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, huh? And then it's like, oh, Colton Ledbetter's in. Okay, maybe that means we're getting something more, right? Right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I want to attack that too, because all three of us, I don't know if you guys were in the same boat as me. We're sitting there waiting for the final trade to be announced and who's going where and what's going on. Because all we saw was Brendan Donovan to the Mariners, and then nothing. And it was like, I don't know, 2 hours before we heard Sinja, and then we heard some other things. So yeah, the whole time we're sitting there like, what is it? What's going on?
So from the Rays perspective, and in a second we're going to transition to does this help or hurt your team section of our conversation. But from the Rays perspective, because we were in this year, we were in for a few guys. So we were in for Marte for Arizona until we weren't. I know you guys were talking about the Mariners were talking about getting Brandon Lau at one point. That didn't come to fruition for whatever reason, which is fine. Apparently we traded him for nothing, in my opinion, to Pittsburgh, and we added 2 more players into that 3-team trade. As you can see, my disdain's just slightly coming through. So from the Rays perspective, I really was hoping that something more would happen. And then when we saw Donovan's name, it's like, oh, we made it. We got Donovan. Okay, this will work. Awesome. This is great. Wait a second. The Mariners are involved. Okay, so maybe some prospects. I thought it was kind of the reverse. And it's like, no, you guys get Donovan. Okay, this is Encarnacion all over again. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic. This is great. This is wonderful.
Can I help put your mind at ease? I know we talked about the launch angle and everything.
Yeah.
His defense, I know Junior Camanero's over at third, but I mean, my God, this kid's defense is, we're talking Matt Chapman. We're talking top tier defense. He's going to steal bags too. That's another part of his game. He may not be Colton Ledbetter with 30 plus bags, but he's going to add that element too. If he ends up figuring out the launch angle and can actually, get that to fruition at the major league level and put some more balls, even just, 15 to 20 out, this kid's going to be, you're going to love this kid. That part I know you're going to love, and I know the Rays do fantastic work with players like this. So I just wanted to help put your mind at ease. It may not look good now. Hopefully it comes to fruition later.
Yeah. So after reading through the one guy that we get, Ben Williamson, it was impressive how he's really driven through the minors. 85 games, 234. Again, light hitting, but again, that doesn't really scare us as Rays fans because we survived James Loney. We've survived, years of Yandy Diaz, where, he's on-base machine, so on and so forth. What I like is the athleticism. I do feel what the Rays are trying to do to be competitive, at least right now, is run prevention and contact. And along with their pitching, I think that's how they're going to try to be competitive in the AL East against all these big high-powered offenses. Is you can't score runs if you can't make contact or get on base. So hence the pitching, hence the fielding, and that's where I think Ben Williamson will come to pass. So I'm excited for the idea of him. Definitely, I think at the end of the day, he's going to be platooning with Gavin Lux. But Gavin Lux, remember, he's only here for a year. So maybe if he shows well, second base, there is a potential chance because Yandy Diaz is a free agent in 2 years, this year and next year. If they're not doing well, you can move Caminero to DH, to Yandy's DH because he's not as strong in the glove as Mr. Williamson. And Williamson will basically be a variation of Matt Duffy, in my opinion, for those longstanding Rays fans who survived. I'm going to say it, the Evan Longoria trade. Everyone breathe. There you go. But yeah, so let's go ahead talking about what hurt. We'll go over the room and say, does this help or hurt? I pretty much know the answers based on how everyone described. I think everyone feels pretty good about this, but let's go ahead and just say it. So Gavin, does this help or hurt your team?
Help. This was a guy that we targeted all off season, and we got him, and we got him for the prospects that we didn't want to give up. I think that it was a staring match or a staring contest for most of the offseason, saying, all right, we want more. And I think there was probably Ty Pete and Urangelo Sinja talked about over some period of time, and then they probably wanted another player or this player or that player. And I think it finally turned into a comp B pick. I think that's what finally did it. And then, or maybe it was, they involved the Rays. They got the Rays involved and said, hey, we'll give you Ben Williamson, but you need to give them Colton Ledbetter because they want one more prospect. So I think that's what put it over the top, but I think it was a staring contest for most of this off season. So overall, adding Brendan Donovan and losing, because I'm looking at just the major league roster and a team that almost made it to the World Series, losing Ben Williamson, adding Brendan Donovan, in my opinion, is a good move.
Okay. All right. Okay. Before we get to you, Aiden, on your help or hurt in a second, I want to stick with you, Gavin. So if you're a GM for the A's, if you're a GM for the Angels, if you're a GM for anybody in your division, with this trade, how are you looking at the Mariners? Are you looking different? Are you saying, oh, they're still strong, they're still the dog to beat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is and just to kind of attack that point with some stats that I saw. We were terrible in bat to ball skills last year. You look at strikeouts, you look at just batting average, all that stuff. We were 20th or less in the league. And so adding this,
I know Randy Rosarina, I understand.
Yeah. And so we had a lot of that last year, but adding the guy that adds those three stats, I think he was top 3 in all 3 of the stats that we were the lowest in. It's an immediate plug. So I think now, if you're the A's, if you're, I think a more competitive team at the moment might be the Astros, or maybe even the Rangers. They can absolutely make that comeback this year. But longtime rival, the Astros, they look at a team like the Mariners now, and they're like, okay, they're a little bit more of a complete lineup, and the Astros just lost their number one guy, Framber Valdez. They did get Tetsuya Imai, I think I think they got him over the offseason, and I think they grabbed maybe a couple other guys. So they're going to be well equipped, and they're always going to be competitive. So I'm thinking that they are coming to the table saying, all right, we have our work cut out for us. We know what they're going to throw at us, barring any injuries. We know what they're going to give us from 1 through 5 in the pitching staff. So yeah, we got to bury down, and they're going to be even better than last year. I think that's the mindset they have. That mindset for me is pessimistic. I want to stay pessimistic as much as possible, just because if I get one little glimmer of hope, we won't win. That's how it goes as a Mariners fan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, you guys definitely have had some rough years and close calls and a lot to be proud of, but not a lot to show for in terms of just coming to playoff wins, coming to a World Series, losses. My team has gone to the World Series twice, but we've lost. But you guys haven't even had that joy to be so heartbroken yet. You've come close this year, definitely.
You got proposed to, you just never got married, and that's we've never gotten proposed to.
There you go. But yeah, no problem. But best of luck to your Mariners, of course. Aiden, so does this hurt or help or hurt you?
I want to say both, but I feel like it helps us a bit more than hurts us. Mm-hmm. Donovan's a clubhouse guy. He had been great to lead the Cardinals, but this was a needed move where we needed hitting prospects. We needed that extra push to help us rebuild.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, because Sinjay, I believe he's in the top 100. I believe, if I'm correct on that one. Ty Pete, your boys over in the Redbird Review, they liked him. They were a little bit skeptical for his hit tool, I believe. But they liked him. The speed aspect is somebody that can really help out. Do you see them? You taking the dive? Do you see them starting in Double-A for you guys or Single-A in Advance? Where do you see those two picks from Seattle coming into your farm system? And I know probably Ledbetter will probably start in your Triple-A organization more than likely. Yeah. So where do you see this happening, and when do you see these guys potentially helping you, if at all?
I think Pete is gonna probably be in Peoria. Okay. That's probably where he's gonna be. Ledbetter's probably gonna be in Memphis or in Springfield for a tiny bit. Maybe he breaks out in spring training. They boost him up to AAA. And then Senja, I think he stays in Springfield so he can work. I think they're gonna also get him to work with the pitching coach in AAA, who's done a lot of good stuff.
All right. So if Senja, I practiced his name 17 times and I still can't get it right. So yeah. So, but no. So, do you think Sinjay, and based on your assessments, do you think Ledbetter and Sinjay will probably make an appearance in St. Louis by the end of the season?
They definitely could. We don't have a good injury history with outfielders at all. We got Lars Nootbaar, who's injured all the time. Jordan Walker's not doing the best. I think the only lock really in the outfield we have is Victor Scott because of his gloves. Okay. So he definitely could be in the mix to make it this year.
All right. So everybody, go ahead and print off your Colton Ledbetter jerseys in St. Louis, apparently, according to Aiden. That's awesome, man. So, all right. So now, same question to you. You're a GM for Pittsburgh. You're a GM for Cincinnati. You're a GM from anybody in your division. How do you view the Cardinals now that the trade's done?
I'm like, great, Donovan's out of my division. But now I have to worry about what they acquired for him.
Okay. What would you immediately worry about that, or is that something that you'll probably just I'll catch up with you in 2 years. Let me see what you get.
Catch up. You're not a problem for me right now. We weren't going to be a problem for the division anyway.
Okay.
They might still have some fight. But they're not going to make it anywhere.
Okay, so kind of like what Gavin is experiencing probably with the Oakland A's this year.
Yep.
Am I right? Yeah. Yep. So, Gavin, I meant to bring that up to you when we were talking about how other teams are looking. Don't you see Oakland out in your rearview mirror at all? Or
yeah,
no?
Oakland is always pesky good. They are always pesky good. And honestly, yeah, they got a dominating shortstop that I don't think anybody knew he was going to be this good. And they got the young man from Wake Forest over at first base. So they'll always surprise you. They always tend to grab a couple guys, and they always have like 2 or 3 guys out of the bullpen that end up like they're no-name guys. And this was a Rays factor for 20 plus years. They're guys that you never heard of that will just get into your bullpen and then just wreak havoc, and then they end up becoming dudes. So yeah, I mean, they're always somebody that you have to take seriously because they show up and they ball out and they find guys that will step up. I'm still, as a Mariners fan, I'm still a very big Esteury Ruiz fan, even though they did let him go and now he's with the Dodgers. But I mean, that guy was just underrated, and to be honest, there's really no reason they should have. There's really no reason he was not an everyday guy for them.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, it should be an interesting season for you guys. I'll go ahead and answer my own questions. With the Rays, does it help or hurt with the Ben Williamson deal? I think at the end of the day, it does nothing but help because of the factors that we touched on earlier. He's a solid glove. He can platoon with Lux. If anything else, he can be the guy that will jump in the 7th inning to give, or in late innings for Cabanero, although you really don't want to lose his bat. But, he can be that guy. I'm interested to see how he does in Major League level, because I know for you guys in Seattle, he was he played all the infield positions pretty much except for first base, so shortstop, second, so he definitely has some range per se. And if he has the arm to play third, that says a little bit about him. And definitely seeing his glove work, it does look like that he has good transitional play there. So I'm interested. I don't think it hurts. I do think at the end of the day it helps. It's just it's not sexy. Basically, we're going again with the bargain brand deals, if you will. We're saving money, bargain brand deals. That's great. And no one goes, oh, great, we get the bargain brand Lays. That's awesome. That's great. Really great. In terms of how does this help the GMs, or how does the GMs look at the Rays situation on there? I see them just like you described with the A's. They're pesky. They're going to be annoying. They're not sexy. I feel that for the Rays, prepare to, just like last year, just like the last few years, a 2-1 dogfight pretty much every game, which those aren't fun because when you go to the bathroom, it's like, geez, hold on.
Okay, what's going on here?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see, because you think Judge is just going to kill it, and then he gets some guy that you never heard of that's got cut 15 times, and now he just throws some nasty breaker that he found in the Rays lab, if you will, and he makes Aaron Judge look stupid. So we'll see. I mean, it should be very interesting to again, these are the cast of characters that they're at. I mean, not sexy names, but it's probably, hopefully, will be somebody that will propel them to playoffs and then really annoy people by making them watch a Rays game in prime time as they're playing their team, hopefully in the World Series, and we're hoisting the trophy. So we'll see. But that would be pretty sweet. But I don't write them, I just watch them. But so let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of fun. Now, gentlemen, I gave you guys a task at hand where we're going to wrap it up with some fun. So what I tasked you guys to do is to make a lineup with players that played for your team and one of the other guys' teams, so on and so forth. We're going to do this for a starter, a reliever, a catcher, first base, second base, etc., etc., etc. The examples I gave is like Nick Franklin, where he played for the Rays and the Mariners, Edwin Jackson, who played for everybody and their grandma, so on and so forth. So I'm really excited to get into this. Okay, we're going to go. Did you guys do it?
I got some names.
So you didn't. Oh,
I
hey, Aiden, you did it, right? Yeah.
Somewhat.
You know what? We'll go with it. We'll
go with it. We'll piece this bad boy together.
All right. So I'll what I'll do is I'll roll with it first, and then we'll see where we go. So I'll go relief pitcher. Okay. I got relief pitcher, closer, and starter on this one. So my relief pitcher for the three-way trade team, all-time team for our teams, the Mariners, the Cardinals, and the Rays, I have Jason Isringhausen for my relief pitcher. He played, of course, for the Rays for a cup of coffee, and, of course, pretty famous for the Cardinals. Anybody got anything different? We'll go. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a relief pitcher, but technically he was a starter, but he was in a lot of relief roles for the Mariners. And he was actually terrible for the Mariners, but he was amazing for the Rays, and that's Erasmo Ramirez. He was terrible for the Mariners, and then he goes to, and he was a relief pitcher, and I think he gave him like 1 or 2 outings as a starter, and then boom, he goes to the Rays, and he is lights out those next 2 or 3 years, and then he started to fall off a little bit, but man, as a Ray, Erasmo Ramirez was awesome. So at least from a Rays perspective, I think you might like that one.
Yeah. Erasmo, I think he had 3 cups of coffees with the Rays. I think he had 2 with the Mariners. Yeah. And then mixed in with, he's a good dude. He's just a fun dude. Always a smile on his face. He's about like 2'3", but man, he's a good
all
dude.
5'7" of them. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And I remember when we got him, he got shelled, I want to say, by like the Marlins one game. It was early on in the season, and I'm like, oh God, what did we get for him? Why? And then he was pretty much lights out after that, and I'm like,
Yeah, sub-3 ERA. The guy was amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So solid pick. Aiden, anybody for reliever? It doesn't have to be a Ray. It can be a Cardinal and Mariner, just different perspective. Anybody? If not, we can pass to the next section.
I got Sean Armstrong.
Oh,
there we go. That's a good one.
Oh, you know what? The guy who's trying to bring the goatee back like it's 1996. Yes. Sean Armstrong. Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and go closer. I got Alex Colomé. Alex Colomé, of course, of the Rays fame, and then briefly for your Mariners, and then he went on to do some decent.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, not for what we cost him. I think we literally gave him I think Span away for nothing. I think
that was a pretty high steal trade for Trader Jerry. I'll be honest on that one.
Yeah, I think he's like, hey man, remember when you showed us on this deal and that deal? You owe me.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what? We'll take the money. You're not getting crap back. By George, we'll take the money. So that was painful to see because they went on to doing some decent things for you guys up there. Anybody on closer? Anybody got anything for closer?
Oh, I don't have a closer.
No?
I do.
Okay, who you got?
Well, who we pushed into a closer role very, very soon. Riley O'Brien. Had a really brief stint with the Mariners and his lights out with the Cardinals in 2025.
Yeah, that one. Now that you say that was a really good. I forgot he became a closer. We were really high on him, and when we lost him, I was like, man, for nothing. So I'm glad he did well.
Good, you feel the burn.
Yeah. Also, hey, right. I want to give a shout out to Aiden. Sean Armstrong was all 3. He was all 3 teams. By the way.
Oh,
he was Mariners. He was Mariners, Cardinals, and Rays at one point in his career. I want to give a shout out. That was good. That was a good one.
See, I was going to play this a game. Like if anybody was able to get the trifecta, they would get like bonus points. So there you go, bonus points right there. There you go. All right, so starter. Let's go ahead and go. My choice is Edwin Jackson. Although I wanted to go at first Eric Bedard, But then Edwin Jackson was stronger than Bedard because Bedard didn't do much. He was solid. He was a fill-in for the Rays. He was like one of the first non-homegrown starters that we had starting games in a long time. And I know he wasn't much, don't cry Seattle. I know the Bedard trade wasn't pretty. So, of course, you gave up Adam Jones and so I'll stop talking on that one.
Yeah, that one was tough. That was the Jack Z era, and that was tough. But for starters, to just kind of topple on top of that, Marco Gonzalez was probably one of the better ones that I can think of. Underrated. In my opinion, and I think it was a good deal. I think Tyler O'Neill going to the Cardinals in that trade was also very fruitful for the Cardinals. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Marco Gonzalez.
I wanted Tyler O'Neill so bad. I wanted him on the Rays so bad, and still do this day. And then when he was in the Cardinals, at one point he was one of the guys that the Rays tried desperately to get. He'll probably be like a Peter Borges type of guy who may come in this list in a second, but where we'll finally get him at the tail end of his career, Grady Sizemore kind of thing. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. And then he'll be a trivia question. So there you go.
Yeah, good trivia question.
Yeah, no problem. Did you have anybody for starters, Aiden?
No, I did not.
And that's no problem. We'll go ahead and move to catcher. Catcher, I got Jesus Sucre. Yeah, for
that's a good one.
Yeah, for the Mariners, he didn't do much, but he was a solid catcher. He was actually our starter for a hot minute. Definitely, he was a transitional guy until we could figure out what was going on. Maybe with we had this young guy coming in, Hernandez, who eventually was traded to Boston to your boy Chaim Bloom. Of course, and that helped us get Jeffrey Springs. Jeffrey Springs was part of that deal, and Mazza. Yeah. But anyways, so I got Sucre for my catcher. Anybody got anything for catcher?
Yes, I got probably one of the higher names. This was, I think, what was he, a number 3 overall pick for us? Mike Zunino, who spent some time with the Rays and with the Mariners. He did have one really, really good season for the Rays. Granted, for him, batting .216 is very good, but he had 33 bombs that year, 62 RBI, was able to spare you with 109 games. So really good season with the Rays. And then, he had hit and miss with the Mariners, but overall, we love Zunino.
You know what? We liked him too. He was a local kid, Florida kid. I know we tried getting him a few times after you guys picked him up. He really did a lot in the 2020 season in the World Series. He had some clutch home runs. He was solid behind the plate. Not as solid as we would like to be, but he was still solid. He was still a good veteran catcher, and nothing but respect for Mikey Z. So yeah. Good call. Aiden, anybody for catcher between our 3 clubs?
I still can't say his last name. Andrew Keisner. He just signed with the Mariners.
Oh, Kinsler,
the Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice, man. Nice. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to first base. First base, I'll go Tino Martinez. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the trifecta. Boom. Yeah, there you go. Tino Martinez. I actually forgot that he was a Mariner until I was looking up. I'm like, I got
big in the 90s.
Yeah,
big in the 90s.
Yeah, he was with that Edgar Martinez. Just that whole lineup, man. Was just you had Jay Buhner, you had Tino, you had Edgar, you had some guy named Griffey. You had Reynolds. I mean, for the love of Pete, you had Johnson on the mound. Oh, heavens to Betsy, Heathcliff Slocum, yeah, there you go. Awesome. I'm sure that wouldn't come up to a bad trade at all. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I'm probably going to come up with another bad trade in a second, but yeah. Anybody for first base? Anybody?
I'll I'll go with Jake Bauers. And granted, he wasn't just a first baseman. He was, he played a lot in the outfield and everything. But I'm looking it up right now to see if he maybe had any stints with the Cardinals as well. It looks like
no, he did not. I can say off the top of my head, he didn't.
Yeah, I was about to say this guy, he's a journeyman, so you never know if he spent just a little bit of time. But damn, almost got the trifecta there.
Yeah. And the thing about Bowers, man, is he came up the same time with Willie Adames, and I think Willie Adames stole his soul or something, because he was hot. He was hot when he came out, like he was doing very well, and Adames was ice cold. And then something happened about after the second month. Granted, the pitching caught up, and then Bowers became cold, just ice cold, to the point where he was shipped out. And he was supposed to be the guy. We got him from the Padres. He was supposed to be the guy, and he was part of that deal that got us Yandy. So definitely a good thing. So in the long run, but yeah, I wish him the best. A guy that almost went to, speaking of the Mariners and trades, Logan Morrison. He actually,
that's a good one.
Yeah, fan favorite.
The self-proclaimed Lomo.
What was a hot cup of Lomo or something like that?
Yeah.
It was a cup of Lomo or something like that. But anyways, yeah. So that's first base. Let's move on to second base, unless you had anything for first base. Aiden, I don't recall if I checked with you first. I just want to be safe. You good?
Good.
Second base, I got Miguel Cairo for the Cardinals and my Rays. Any thoughts?
Good one.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I love 90s baseball too. Like that's just so many great names from King Griffey Jr. Slugfest.
Oh, and and Miguel Cairo was a great contact hitter. I underrated during COVID. I was watching pretty much, if you're on YouTube and you were Tampa Bay Rays or Devil Rays game, I watched you just because I was jonesing for some baseball, and after 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock Korean baseball games in ESPN, I had to watch something else because I had to start my job. So I was watching 98, 99 Devil Rays and just kind of going on. And Miguel Cairo, I forgot how much I really enjoyed him playing. Like, he was a great contact hitter. He was old school, where he would extend at bats, things like that. Yeah, definitely and this might be an article for our website, definitely the 98, 99 Devil Rays were underrated in terms of their offense. Their pitching was putrid. But their offense was solid. They had Fred McGriff, they had Wade Boggs near the end, so on and so forth. They had just solid guys who could handle the bat. Bubba Trammell, who went on to do a couple things here and there. They tried filling in some blanks. Mike DeFelice is another guy that we could bring up. Mike DeFelice was a part of their catching. So yeah, good 90s baseball. Gotta love it. Anybody got anything for second base for any of the respective clubs?
Oh yeah, Aiden, you'll love this one. Brendan Donovan. No, I'm joking. Actually, I do have a second one. Colton Wong. He was not the greatest for the Mariners, but love the guy. Love the guy. He did a fantastic job in St. Louis. So Colton Wong will be the one I'll go with.
That's what I was gonna say. So.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take yours.
All right, and I think I got another trifecta for my shortstop boys. Brad Miller, I believe he played for the Cardinals. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Trifecta again. There you go. So Brad. Again. Yeah, there you go. Brad Miller. Of course, he was part of the sweet deal that brought Lomo to us. Of course, and I think that was the one where Malik Smith went your way, and I want to say it was a couple of guys. I think that where Fraley got into the mix, and
I think you're right.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember it was like, okay, all right, because we got some guys that we needed, and they were on reserve contracts. Yeah, so Brad Miller. Pretty much the Mariners and the Rays have done so many deals. It's like, wait, which one? No, that was the David Price deal. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Oh, no. Okay, great.
Well, speaking of trifectas, I got another one that all three of us can enjoy. Taylor Motter is my shortstop that I'm choosing, and yes, that was I remember that trade from I think Richie Schaefer was also part of that.
Yes.
Part of that trade as well. But Taylor Motter, trifecta, played for all three. I think he actually ended his career in St. Louis.
Yeah, he went to go play indie ball.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he lasted all of like 2 seconds in the KBO during COVID. I think he played for the Heroes, the Hingsong Heroes, or wherever the town or the sponsor was of that squad. So I remember watching him like, oh, he's there, and then he was not. Okay, nice, man, good memories. Going to third base is a bit of a stretch on this one, but I went Jose Caballero.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, there you go. The gentleman Caballero. So Jose Caballero, of course, and now he's a Yankee, so he's dead to me. Yeah. Pretty much. Anybody got anything for third base? Am I missing anything, boys?
I had to look him up because I thought he played third base, but Danny Espinosa was one that I was going to go with.
Okay.
But I think he was just a shortstop second baseman, so can't qualify that one. You know what? I'm going to go because he played third base at least once in his career. Miles Mastrobuoni. We'll go with Miles Mastrobuoni.
Okay. What did Mastrobuoni play for your Mariners? Yeah, he did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He was on the Mariners last year.
Okay, yeah, because I knew we dealt him to the Cubs, and just wish him well, and
he's now on his journeyman travels now. I think he's still attached to the Mariners in some capacity. I think he's still with them on the 40-man. Could be wrong.
What I liked about Miles Mastrobuoni is when I watched him go through the minor league system, and on the Durham games when I had the MILB package. And the commentator called him Miles Mastrobuoni. Like he tried really hard to make sure it's like Miles Mastrobuoni. Yeah, so it's like, okay, all right. It's just like
okay, Magellan, we're navigating that one hard.
oh man, it's just like if you have a friend whose name is Fuke.
Yes.
It's not Futch, it's Fuke. It's Jeremy, don't get nervous. Yeah. So absolutely. So awesome, man. That's awesome. So moving to left field. So out of left field, I gotta go with another trifecta, boys. Randy Wynn. Yeah.
Randy Wynn that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have 2 or 3 stints with the Mariners? I can't remember if he had 2 or 3 stints with the Mariners, but yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to pick up.
He was really underrated, especially in his time with the Devil Rays. If he was on another team, a franchise, he probably would have gotten a little bit more love. And eventually, he did get that love with the Mariners and the Giants. And he had stints, of course, with the Cardinals and later on the Yankees. But he was part of that awesome trade, which got us Lou Piniella, and we pretty much single-handedly killed Lou Piniella's managerial career and potential for Hall of Fame. Thanks for coming to your hometown, Lou. Sweet Lou.
Love you, sweet Lou.
Oh my heavens, yeah.
I have a left fielder. It's a trifecta. I had to look it up because I think he spent just a little bit of time with the Rays. This was one of my favorite players back in 2001 when they had Ruben Sierra, when they won 116 games. Charles Gibson played for, I believe,
he had
all 3.
A cup of coffee. Yep. I remember sitting out in the Trop watching him, and I called him Gibby. I'm like, Gibby.
Yep. Yeah, and I apologize. It wasn't all 3. It was just the Rays. It was just the Rays and Mariners, but so close. But yes, Charles Gibson, big fan.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. Respect on Charles Gibson. Aiden, anything out of St. Louis? Any choices for left field?
Randy Arozarena.
All right. He's actually going to come up soon. But yeah, Randy Arozarena, and definitely the trifecta. Number 66 for you, 56 for us, 100%. Randy Dandy, Randy Land can. I tell you what, because reflecting on, when the Rays traded Liberatore to the Cardinals, I was not happy about it because I thought you guys got away too late is what I thought. We got Jose Martinez because I thought Liberatore was going to be just a smoking ace. I'm like, oh man, Jose Martinez, he's okay, but in Rosarena, I was hoping for Tyler O'Neill. I was hoping for somebody a little bit bigger, and it's like Manny Arena. And we actually got a guy in our system. If he can get a little bit of pop, I don't know if it's in his bat, but he reminds me a little bit of Randy Rosarina, Homer Bush Jr. So if you guys get a chance, Homer Bush Jr., for some crazy reason, he's only 28th on the prospect list for the Rays, and he's definitely a guy who I feel is underrated, and he is just as fast as Chandler Simpson, Victor Scott, to put it in your language, Aiden. But Chandler Simpson, and that's actually how Gavin and I met, because he wanted Chandler Simpson. I'm like, no.
He is. Oh man, I'm such a big fan. And yes, I hope he stays with the Rays for 20 years and has 2,000 stolen bags.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he doesn't improve in left field. If he doesn't improve, I don't see it. Especially with the guys that are coming up, like Homer Bush Jr., who's just as fast as Chandler, better fielder, better arm, so on and so forth. But we'll see. I mean, I hate to see him go. You know, hopefully he's Kenny Lofton, not Chuck Carr. So
Kenny Lofton, not Gerard Dyson. Because Gerard Dyson was on that path, and he had a couple 300 batting average seasons where you're like, all right, there's something here, and then we got him with the Mariners, and man, that's a killer if you're a hitter. You don't come to Seattle.
Evidently, but this guy named Ken Griffey did okay.
He did all right when we had a dome, and we kept a lot of the cold stuff out. But we had a couple good guys.
Yeah, and this guy named Ichiro, I think he turned out okay,
He's all right. Yeah, he put the ball on the ground. He ran fast, too, so maybe Chandler Simpson will work. No, I'm joking.
You know what? Hey, Malik Smith turned out well for you guys, right? Right? I mean, right?
I don't think he was amazing for the Mariners. If I'm trying to remember his stats off the top of my head, I don't think he was super good. He wasn't terrible. But yeah.
I mean, you made Tim Beckham look okay. I mean,
Tim Beckham had it. Yeah, he was on a little bit of a warpath back. He was that first week against Chris Sale. He was awesome. Yeah. And then, center field, is that where you're on?
We are on center field. I was waiting for a transition because I missed it with the Malik Smith. I'm like, speaking of which,
yes,
center fielder. I actually got Peter Borges. For Cardinals fame and for the Rays. He was not on your Mariners, but Peter Borges, definitely underrated guy with his time in Anaheim. He was solid. He was only with us for the Rays for a year. Any memories on Borges? Gorgeous Borges.
I remember when I was a kid, he got traded to us, and
okay, next.
I was really excited.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Please continue. I'm sorry.
I was really excited for him. Like, I liked him a lot. He's one of the few players I really remember off the top of my head that I was really hyped for.
All right. Well, yeah, and he did okay. I mean, he didn't do anything to hurt you, I don't believe.
No.
If memory serves me correct. But once they're not in the Rays uniform, you're basically dead to me in my head. It's like, oh yeah, you're still alive? Okay, cool. But I almost went Malik Smith, speaking of which, of course, and he was the guy who had all the tools and until he was just gone. So I wish him the best wherever you're going, Malix. But right field, we got last two, and then we'll wrap up, boys. So right fielder, we got Corey. I got Corey Dickerson. He was of the Cardinals and the Rays fame. So I thought he was a good choice. Anybody got anything different for the trifecta?
So for my center fielder, I was gonna go Guillermo Heredia. I was gonna go Guillermo Heredia for my center fielder, and then for my right fielder, and I'm trying to see if he actually played any games in right field because he's just listed as a left fielder. I'm like, oh come on, please be good to me. But for the sake of it, I'm gonna go with Al Martin.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see how much. Yeah, he played his last year in 2003 with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yep. He was part of the green Tampa Bay Rays. That was Lou Piniella brought him in because of his time in the Mariners. I remember him coming up with the Pirates, thinking that he was awesome. Like he just looked like a young Frank Thomas. He just had that look where you really didn't want to mess with him. And when he was wearing the Tampa Bay green, it was okay. you know,
And to make myself feel better, he did have 9 games in right field for Seattle and 10 games in right field for Seattle and 5 games in right field for Tampa. So that does make me feel a little bit better about choosing him for right field.
yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like I had switched Corey Dickerson to right field because he was originally left field, but I really wanted to because I had Wynn in center and I had Randy in left. But I'm like, no, I got to move this around just so I can make Board just work. I'm like, okay, we got to make this happen. So, yeah. So, and then I'll wrap up with my DH. Here you go. Randy Rosarina, we already talked about it. Trifecta, walking away on that one. Here you go, walk-off shot. Randy for the 3. Out there in our wonderful listening land, if you guys have any other people that we missed, please list down below. Of course, comments are always appreciated. We definitely do appreciate it. But boys, thank you very much for joining me on this wonderful breakdown of the trade for our 3 respective ball clubs. As always, I wish you guys the best of luck unless you're playing my team. Then I hope you guys die like dogs. Sincerely.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I did have one more DH for you. Russell.
Oh my goodness, sorry.
Russell Branyan. Russell the Muscle.
Oh, Russell the Muscle Branyan.
Russell the Muscle. Hey. I'll throw his name for the DH for my.
Oh my goodness, he was part of the Tampa Bay Green. I want to say 2006. I think he had almost more homers than he did singles. Yes. I think at one point he was challenging that. It was uncanny, and he. Man, like he was the guy when my girlfriend at the time would go to the game. It's like, no, don't look at Russell Branyan. Please don't. Just don't. Just. I lost you, didn't I? Rats. It must have been like what Boston fans would do when they saw Johnny Damon. It's like, no, honey, no, don't do it. Go out in the car. Go. No. Oh, jeez, I lost another one. Damn you, Damon. Yeah, but I kind of sound like Dave from Baseball Banter Broadcast. Sorry, Dave. Love you, man. But yeah, but no. So good choices, guys. But thank you, one and all, for joining me for this dive into our 3-way trade. Appreciate it. Aiden, how can people follow you?
I'm on X at Roycroft Rumble.
Okay, nice. Attaboy, nice. And Senor Gavin.
Yes. Yeah. We're on all platforms as at Up West Sports, and yeah, like I said, we talk college football and we talk Mariners baseball.
Okay, nice. Do you got anything coming up in the next week or so?
We do. We actually we just wrapped up our college football season as the transfer portal season just kind of ended, and now we're transitioning into full on Mariners, getting ready for spring training. So catch us next week with our first episode, kind of back into Mariners baseball.
All right, and please be certain. Hopefully, we can get it hooked up on our platform, so that way we can support you the way we support others, of course. And thank you, one and all, for coming up. And you out there, if you guys are enjoying this content, enjoying the 3 different representatives from the team, and you have a team that you want to represent, please hit us up on our DMs, and we'll be happy to see if we're a good fit for each other. We're looking for representatives from a few of the other unrepresented teams, such as the aforementioned A's, the Angels, the Diamondbacks. I rehearsed this, I promise. The Brewers, the Mets, the Marlins, the Orioles. I mean, come on, guys. We got some teams from the AL East that are going to be unrepresented. Don't you want to get in there and make fun of the Yankees with me? I mean, if that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. We even don't have a long-term Boston Red Sox rep. So, yeah, come on, join us. Hit us up with the DMs. We do appreciate it. And thank you, as always, for tuning in and giving us some time. And let us know what you guys think about the trade. Let us know if there's any other trades that you want the 3 of our teams to get involved with, of course. And if it involves pretty much any good prospects, please know I'm going to shoot you down. I like Brody Hopkins. I'm not giving him up, nor Aiden Smith. Thank you very much, Randy. But no, for everybody here at Baseball Banter Broadcast, for Aiden, for Gavin, thank you very much. And as always, keep on enjoying baseball, guys.